Carl here from Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short, and it's album review time. BillyBio, best known as the vocalist guitarist for Biohazard, the genre-defying band that rose to fame in the 90s. Although they haven't released an album since 2012, which was Reborn in Defiance, you should know that by now, the band does still actually exist, but Billy, he's not waited around for Biohazard to resurface. So in 2018, he announced the birth of a new solo venture called BillyBio, releasing and touring for the debut album Feed the Fire. It was a personal success story for the artist, so much so that while the world navigated the ongoing COVID pandemic, he dove into writing the second BillyBio album, Leaders and Liars, which will be released on March 25th, 2022 via AFM Records. Going back to Feed the Fire, love that album. Ended up seeing BillyBio play at the New Cross Inn in London. Absolutely loved that show as well. And this sees him carrying on where he left off. BillyBio, aka BillyBio, brings us another huge album of hardcore fire, groove and heavy metal gold. A 15-track blast of abrasive, sometimes thought-provoking and impactful noise with Billy's thoughts and opinions on certain world aspects shared in his inimitable style. You'll listen to this and you'll listen hard, not just because BillyBio is such a hefty and brash slice of metal, but because the way in which things are expressed makes this a fascinating listen. You can spend time thinking and reflecting on what is sung, but also headbang, cheer and pit to the crunchy instrumentation. No matter how you choose to dress it up, the simplest way to describe Leaders and Liars is as a brutish and punchy hardcore headbanger. It is important to note as well that while Leaders and Liars shares much in common with Feed the Fire, there's some clear progression and clear differences here. Whereas the debut had Billy keeping his sound aligned somewhat with some of what he has done in Biohazard, Leaders and Liars has some clearer daylight between the two bands. This isn't Biohazard, even if a lot of the elements sound like it's cut from the same cloth. It's BillyBio, and we're getting some damn fine music here. In the first half, we're treated to the likes of Fallen Empires with its thrashy speed tones and grungy backing vocals. In the chorus, which is a very early highlight. Lost Horizon, which is pure punk and hardcore chaos. Sheepdog, a short slice of industrial themed weirdness. And Generation Kill's massive chorus and pointed lyrical content. Just a handful of highlights that showcase variety. Later, One Life to Live, Our Scene, and enough of three more massive anthems that are BillyBio spitting fire, delivering impactful messages, and staring life down with a thrilling defiance. It's this stuff that makes you feel 10 feet tall and ready to take on the world, which is a great summation of the album overall. It makes you feel ready for whatever might be around the barrel down the road at you. It makes you feel angry, but feel determined, feel supported, and feel like what you do and say actually matters. Effectively, BillyBio has your back, and the anthem you need is right here. It's called Leaders and Liars. It's bloody great. It's out on March 25th, 2022 via AFM Records. I urge you to check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?